Hey, welcome to the Explainer. Today we're going to tackle a math problem that looks pretty straightforward, but you know what? It actually unlocks a really powerful way to think about problem solving in general. You ready? Let's get into it.
All right, here it is, 5/9 minus 1/2. Now, we could just dive right into the numbers, but let's be honest, that's not how our brains really like to work. So for a second, we're going to forget all about the fractions, and instead, we're going to talk about pizza.
Yep, you heard me. Pizza. Because the secret to solving this isn't about being a math whiz. It's about translating an abstract question into a real-world story we can actually picture. And today, our story is all about pizza.
So picture this. You've got one pizza and it's cut into 9 equal slices. You've got 5 of them. Then there's this other pizza, a totally different one, cut into just 2 big halves. And you need to subtract one of those halves. You see the problem here, right? The slices are completely different sizes. It's like they're not even speaking the same language. And that's really the core of the problem, isn't it? How on earth can you subtract a half from ninths when the pieces don't match up? It's like trying to subtract a banana from a car. Before we can do any math at all, we have got to find a way to make them comparable. So how do we solve our little pizza dilemma? Well, we need to find a common language for them. And in math, there's a perfect tool for this, and it is the key that makes this whole thing just click.
And that tool is the common denominator. Now, forget the fancy math term for a sec. All this really means is that we're going to re-slice both of our pizzas so that all the new slices are the exact same size. Once they're identical, comparing them becomes super easy.
So, what's our magic number? What's the number of slices we need? Well, we're looking for the smallest number that both 9 and 2 can go into evenly. And that number is 18. This means we're going to take both our 9-slice pizza and our 2-slice pizza and, kind of magically, re-slice them both into 18 perfectly equal pieces. Let's do it. For that first pizza, to get from 9 slices to 18, you just have to multiply by 2. You're basically cutting every slice in half. So if we do that to the whole pizza, we have to do it to our pieces too. Our 5 slices now become 10. So 5/9 is the exact same as 10/18. Now for the second pizza. To get from 2 giant halves to 18 smaller slices, we have to multiply by 9. So our 1/2 becomes 9 of those new smaller slices. See? 1/2 is exactly the same as 9/18. And just like that, the hard part is totally over. We did it. We translated the problem, we found our common language, all the pizza slices are now the same size, which means, finally, we can do the actual subtraction.
So this is the really crucial part. We're not solving 5/9 minus 1/2 anymore. Nope, we're solving a much, much simpler question. What is 10 slices minus 9 slices?
And the answer is 1. You've got 1 slice left. 1 single slice from a pizza that's been cut into 18 pieces. The answer is 1/18. You know, this same logic works for anything, not just pizza. Imagine a water jug that's 5/9 full. If you pour out an amount that's equal to half the jug's total size, you'd be left with just 1/18 of the water. It's the same exact principle, just a different story. So when you see a problem like this on a test or something, what's it really testing? It's about so much more than just finding a number. It's testing a whole set of critical thinking skills. I mean, think about what you just did. First, you had to understand what a fraction actually represents, our pizza slices. Then you found that common denominator, our shared language of 18 slices. You converted the fractions into new equivalent forms. Then, and only then, could you do the subtraction. And of course, the last step is making sure you match your result to the right answer choice. So the big takeaway here is this. You didn't just solve a math problem. You took something that was abstract and kind of confusing, and you turned it into a concrete, visual story about pizza. And by doing that, you made it solvable. And that, right there, is a skill that goes way, way beyond math class. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. The next time you're stuck on a confusing problem, whether it's with fractions or anything else in life, just ask yourself, what's the story this problem is trying to tell me? Find that story, and I bet you'll find your answer. Thanks for watching.